You know, playing all those Ninja Turtle games got me thinking about all those beat 'em ups that I played before. So I just want to share some of these beat 'em ups with you guys today. So let's check it out. Now, the first time I've ever played a beat 'em up was Double Dragon. I was with my cousins and we were going down to our local food mart and we would get like, you know, a bunch of Mexican candy because, you know, we're Mexican and we like candy. We went to this small room inside this food mart that actually had these awesome arcades like Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Green Beret, also known as Russian Attack, Tron, and of course, Double fucking Dragon. Okay, so it's not Double fucking Dragon, but you get my point. This is the first time I've ever seen a woman get beat up on a video game. I mean, we got like this dude with the machine gun showing up with like 2 or 3 other guys. He gut checks her, then fucking hauls her off. And then Jimmy and Billy Lee come out of the garage like, what the fuck's going on? And then they go ahead and they get into this whole brawl with this entire gang. And at the very end, the only way to actually win Marion is not just to beat the boss, but to beat up the other player. And the last guy standing gets the chick. Ladies, I got a question for you. If you just saw this dude beat up his own brother and an entire gang, thus showing his aggressive, most violent side, would you get with him? Yeah, I didn't think you would. You thought Double Dragon 1 was crazy? Double Dragon 2, The Revenge, really ups the ante. It's like the gang members are like, you know what, we can't have Marion, nobody else will, so fuck it, we'll just gun the bitch down. So that's what they do. I've never seen a woman get killed in a video game until Double Dragon 2. And that's when Billy and Jimmy decided to come out of the garage with this helicopter, and it's like, why don't you just take the helicopter? Why go through the entire mob or whatever? You get to the end of the game and you beat the boss, you think the game's over, right? No, wrong. You have to take on your brother in ghost form, and man, your brother is super cheap. And even at the end of the game, do you even get the girl? No, the girl's dead. So it's like the game's trying to teach you a lesson, like, you know, vengeance really doesn't solve anything. 2 wrongs don't make a right, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. The home ports of Double Dragon were handled by Trade West, the same company that handled Battletoads. Yes, the notoriously hard Battletoads for the NES. This game is impossible with 2 players, so don't even try to do it unless you have the PAL version. It's a little bit easier to have that. Have to try that out sometime.
IW Zitz. And from now on, you are Rash, and you shall be called Pimple.
You're putting us on, right?
Those are the most totally rude, disgustomatic names I've ever heard. I like them.
So what do you get when you mix up Double Dragon with Battletoads? You get Double Dragon and Battletoads. Excuse the label. Fucking thrift store dicks. This game's pretty fun, but it's pretty much Battletoads with Double Dragon thrown into the mix. Still, it's a pretty cool crossover. Double Dragon spawned numerous clones, but the only clone to me that really stands out above all those is Final Fight. Capcom used this fight engine to spawn a lot of other great beat 'em up titles like The Punisher and of course Captain Commando. Now, there is one title that I think actually is better than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. That game is Alien vs. Predator on the arcade. I mean, any arcade that lets you do a Shoryuken with a Predator deserves all the props. Final Fight was so good that it spawned a bunch of clones. Most notably, the Streets of Rage series on the Sega Genesis. Now, if you own a Sega Genesis, it's like an unwritten law, it's like mandatory. You need to own at least one of these games. They are that badass. The TMNT wasn't the only superheroes to jump on to the beat 'em up bandwagon. Marvel had to get in on some of that too. Captain America and the Avengers is an awesome arcade port for the Super Nintendo.
You can't escape! You will be the one escaping!
Another great superhero arcade beat 'em up is Spider-Man. This game allowed you to play, of course, as the Webhead. You can also play as Black Cat, Submariner, and Hawkeye. The game actually had your average beat 'em up style, which had some great cartoon style graphics, and you took on all of the great spider villains.
It would seem that the effects of the Sorcerer's Stone have worn off.
Home ports of Spider-Man were okay, mediocre at best. Maximum Carnage is definitely one of those, I would say, good games, good Spider-Man games. You play as either Spider-Man or you play as Venom. And then we got, oh my God, what the fuck? Get this shit away from me. There is just way too many beat 'em ups for me to be talking about. However, I will make some recommendations. One is the Warriors. It came out on PS2. It was also ported to the PSP, so you're able to play this on your Vita. Another, this one is definitely a awesome classic. You can find this, definitely get it. That is River City Ransom. This one was on the NES and on the Game Boy. Final Fight was ported to the Super Nintendo. However, it is missing Guy, and it seems a little bit slower than the arcade. So I wouldn't recommend getting this one. If you're gonna get any version of Final Fight, get the one on Sega CD. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is a great alternative to River City Ransom. If River City Ransom is a little bit out of your price range, don't worry. Get this one on PSN. It's a lot cheaper and it's just as fun. Here's another beat 'em up that's a little bit obscure. You don't really hear about this one a whole lot, if at all. This was actually a launch title for the Sega Genesis. This game is Last Battle. Now, this is the unofficial sequel to Fist of the North Star for the Sega Genesis. It pretty much plays exactly the same way, except when you punch people, they don't blow up. Okay, so I think that's all the time I got for now on beat 'em ups. If you have a great beat 'em up that you want to recommend, just go ahead and comment below. As always, thanks for watching, man. Peace out.
Dragon Master was born with the mark of the double dragon. Live the code of the dragon. Fight for right, the might of the dragon. With the mark of the dragon. Live the code of the dragon.
I don't know why I have this game, but I really don't fucking like it. Fuck you, Batman Forever.